providing our invocation. It's a mouthful. Sorry about that.
Rain. That's good. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the rain. We're so thankful, too, that no violent weather hit the area. We pray that we continue for this evening. Pray for those who may find themselves in harm's way. Father, we thank you for this club and for what it means to this community and for what the community means to this club and for the opportunity we have to serve others. Thank you for this great meal that we've had today and bless those who prepared it for us. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Flag salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Patty Beth, are they standing or are they sitting?
Stand.
Sorry, bud.
I am so glad they're back because they're standing. We did not sing last week. And we have a wonderful song to sing today in honor of our speaker. So get your falsetto on, crank up the tunes. Let's hear it. Real loud. In honor of the hospital. Come on. You know the words. If you don't know the words, you know the choreography. Come on, you know it too. Here we go. These were the words. Well, you're staying alive, staying alive. This is not perfect. But it's true. Yeah, there we go. It's compression. It's what you do, the CPR to. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Hospital songs are hard to come by. I thought Staying Alive would go over bigger.
So I guess, sorry, Jonas. Sorry, Logan. We tried. And we felt miserable, but hey, it's a tough crowd and it's comedy relief, and that's what we all needed, so here we are. Sergeant of Arms today, and hold your applause till the end, Jack Weimer. See, they don't even follow the rule of that either, huh?
Yay, Jack. Yay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, April 15 is a pretty crazy day to be Sergeant at Arms. Where'd Clayton go? Oh, he's over there. Okay, good. Clayton asked me if I would do this today. Some good things and some bad things happened in history on April 15. Abraham Lincoln died. And, he was shot the night before. I don't know if you knew it, but it was a conspiracy. It was kind of a coup d'etat. The Secretary of State was attacked, and the Vice President was supposed to have been assassinated all on the same night. The Titanic sank. And once again, the night before, hit an iceberg, and then sank the next morning. It's tax day. Okay, it rates right up there with the Titanic, as far as I'm concerned. Good things that happened. Leonardo da Vinci was born on this day. Roy Clark, famous Oklahoma guitarist, was born on this day. And it's Jackie Robinson Day. Anybody know what team Jackie debuted for in 1947? Dodgers. From where? Brooklyn Dodgers is correct. Thank you very much. Again, you don't have to pay a fine. Speaking of fines, you know, when Clayton called me yesterday, as it turns out, who knew there was such a thing as Be Kind to Lawyers Day?
No, there is.
There actually is. I mean, this is not artificial intelligence or something like this. This is natural ignorance. I mean, this is, anyway, that was yesterday. It reminds me of the sign in Cy Elbert's bar that says free beer tomorrow. You know. Anyway, so I'm going to fine the lawyers today, anyone who's a lawyer in here, for having a special day all their own. You're not supposed to call yourself out when you're in Rotary. And the fine is going to be $4.15 for any attorney. That is basically 1 minute of their time unless they round that up to 15 minutes at $250 an hour. So, unless you are Jan, you don't have to pay a fine. Everybody else get out $1, and if you're an attorney, get out $4.15 for 1 minute of time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jack. Rotarian today is John Murphy. John. Come on up, Murphy.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a privilege and an honor to be a member of this club. And the reason why I joined this club is simply right there. The things we think, say, or do. 2019, when I joined, I said, this club fills my needs and the things that I want to do. I have 2 sons. One travels a lot. The other one lives with his family in Auburn, Alabama. A few years ago, I talked him into joining Rotary in Opelika. They do something kind of similar to what we do with the Lobster Fest. So I asked all of you to go online, Google Opelika, Alabama Rotary, and look at the Burger Wars. They do a hamburger burger war where they get all the local restaurants, businesses or whatnot. They put $100 in and they decide who makes the best burger. They give a trophy away for it, and all of that goes, I think, to the Eastern Alabama Food Bank. So it's another great thing that they do. On another note, I have all the individuals I need for the life jacket stands. Thank you. I'll be putting something up next week that we can start that program up. This last weekend, of course, we had the fishing tournament, and I made sure that I had some jackets on that life jacket stand at Wolf Creek. And by gosh, some of them didn't get used, which was a good thing. That's what we are there for. So, again, thank you for the honor and privilege of being a Rotarian.
Our students of the month are Jenny Hyatt and Caleb McAbee. It's great to have you guys here with us again. Our caterer is Mulligan's. Wonderful job from Mulligan's. Let's give them a round of applause. And our guest today with Patty Beth is Tony Revere. Tony, it's great to have you here with us today. And now, if Diane, if you will come forward, we will give our new member introductions, please. Howie, that means you. Melody and Carla, if you want to come forward too. Alrighty, we have 2 new Red Badgers that we're going to present today, and we'll just do the ladies first. Howie. But I'm going to turn it over to Serena to introduce the ladies to you. So this is Carla, and Carla is with Bull Tough Mud. It's a new company that has came to grow. They are from Tahlequah and have been in business for over 20 years, so it's great to have a new business in growth. And Melody is with us, so we're going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, hello, my name is Carla. I am lifelong resident of Holbert, Cherokee County area. I actually was in Tahlequah Rotary when I was in the hospital administration there in Tahlequah. So it's really good to be back in the organization, into the club, and we are so glad to be able to, as Bull Tough, to be part of this community. I was just thinking, when I was sitting there, in April of 2001, I'm going to kind of give my age, I was Student of the Month for Rotary. So 25 years ago, I was a Student of the Month for April. And so it's just really neat to see how this all comes back around and what we can do. And so I was so fortunate for Rotary when I was a youth, and then also as I became a leader in my community home. And then I'm so glad to be able to come here and be able to represent in the Delaware County and Grove area.
Wonderful, it's great to have you.
Thank you.
Melody is not a loud talker, so we're just going to bypass that and just welcome them to the club. Okay, now we're going to do Brent Malone as a sponsor to Howie. And if anyone knows Howie yet, kudos to Carly, you did a wonderful job. Howie is never a loss for words, so keep it short when you get the microphone.
I was
privileged enough to know Howie about 7 or 8 years ago, doing some TV things, and he's becoming part of our community. And we're going to introduce him to Rotary, and so I will let him talk about who he is. Also, hello, good morning. I'm Howie Nunley. Just recently acquired the radio stations in town, KGB 99.3, and of course 100.9 KGLC, which is out of Miami, but covers the entire area as a country. And then, has anybody heard of Yacht Rock? Sure, yeah. Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, the Eagles, the good stuff. Yeah, the Bee Gees, absolutely. I was with you in spirit out there. I was, go. A little bit about myself. I've been doing broadcasting for 33 years. I wanted to become a part of not just Rotary here, but this community. After spending time with Brent, you can pay me after this. Just the kindness that you all have shown me and welcomed me, it's just been absolutely amazing. I say this to people, I'm like, these people are really nice to you. Do they know me? Not yet. But it's infectious. And it causes an individual to want to be more than themselves and do something bigger than themselves. I tell people a lot, it's not me, but we. It's not I, but us. And so that's kind of my mantra. My whole family has been in service. I was a pastor of church for 12 years, and just whatever you can do to serve your community. And you guys have affected me with this amazing, with grace and love and a brand new energy that's allowed me to find some good stuff. I'm sorry. Thank you.
When I was doing Howie's bio that went out to you all, if you remember reading it, Howie got into radio. I started laughing at my desk whenever I was writing this. He's already laughing. Okay, but he got into radio. He was working at KFC. I don't know, how old were you? 18, 19?
18.
And some radio personality came through the drive-thru. He was working. And I guess through the speaker on the drive-thru, by the time he got up to the drive-thru window with Howie, he said, "You have a great radio voice." And I guess the next day he started at the radio station. This complete stranger that came through the drive-thru. And then also I learned your son is the drummer to Ella Langley. So anyway, maybe we can get something for lobster fest out of that. So anyway, but at this time I want to go ahead and present Red Badges. I'll give Melanie and then Howie. Okay, do we need a picture? Yes, we do. Okay, you all come up here for a picture.
Oh, yeah. Everybody. Serena, go ahead. Everybody. Oh. Everybody in. Don't be sad.
Act like we like each other.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Welcome. So now let's our Rotary announcements, if we can make that quick, because we don't want to cut into Jonas' time. If you have an announcement, please make your way to the stage. We do have a board meeting at 1 in the parlor. From the Heart Committee, we'll be meeting in the library at 1. And the blood drive is going on today until 2. The gentleman that was with the blood drive said there was a school that was hit by a tornado where they were supposed to be later in the day, so they're in desperate need. So if you have time after today, please go give blood in the, I'm not sure where they're at in that area, the church.
The Flag Committee will meet at 9 o'clock at the Buzzard Cemetery Storage Building. We have flags to put on poles. We have painting to do on old brackets that are rusty. And we also have some poles that have been dimmed that we're going to straighten. There's a lot of work to do because we are reconfiguring our display a little bit throughout the city. So we need everybody to show up. For those who will be there, I think that we need, in the way of equipment, we need some wire cutters to cut the zip ties when we mount the flags. We also need some portable tables, which will assist in mounting the flags also. Anyway, 9 o'clock Saturday morning at Buzzard Cemetery.
Well, I want to thank everybody for showing up last weekend for the basket launch. It went very, very well. Thank you, but we're going to have to do it again next week, Thursday and Friday. And we're going to have to move the time till 5 a.m. 5:30 is 5 a.m. We just need the time to get the boats in the water. So if you can help out, we'll see you at Wolf Creek next Thursday, 5 a.m.
I'm sure as everybody heard this week and weekend is a citywide cleanup. So we're going to try to go over there and do the street trash pickup. So anybody who need all the help we can get, I've been delinquent on getting it done, so it's a mess over there. It looks like it's going to be raining, or they're calling for rain Saturday morning, so we may start a little bit later. I'll send an email out. We may try to start around 10 or 11 o'clock, just depending on the weather pattern. But I'll send an email out and let everybody know.
How about do it again?
And also, Kelsey, I don't want to embarrass, but Grove High School stunt team yesterday placed second in the state, missed first place by 2 points. And that all goes back to their coach and that great team that they have. Great job. Okay, Christy, you'd like to come forward and introduce Jonas.
Thank you. Congratulations, Kelsey. That's so fun, especially since Kelsey herself was a cheerleader at our high school years ago. So love to see our students coming in and giving back. Well, I'm here today to introduce Jonas Rabal. He serves as the Chief Hospital Executive of Integris Health Miami Hospital and Integris Health Grove Hospital. He previously served as the Regional Clinical Director for our emergency medicine in both hospitals, as well as Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer at Integris Health Grove Hospital. Jonas earned an associate degree from nursing from INEO in Miami and a Bachelor of Science, as well as his MBA from Oklahoma Wesleyan in Bartlesville. He's a member of the Oklahoma College of Healthcare Executives and serves on the board of the Oklahoma Hospital Association Foundation and the INEO A&M Development Foundation. He's very dedicated to service. There's a long list of different places he's served, but a few of them that he's passionate about. The Community Crisis Center, his time on their board, which he continues to support them, and the Ottawa County United Way. He served 2 terms as well on the Oklahoma Hospital Association board. He's a graduate of Leadership Miami and Leadership Grove. You notice a trend. Raised in Miami, raising his kids in Grove, serving over both hospitals. He really is rooted fondly in both communities. In 2018, 2018, he was inducted into the INEO A&M College Hall of Fame as an outstanding young alumni, and in 2020, he was recognized statewide by the Journal Record as one of Oklahoma's top achievers under 40. But here's what I really want you to know about Jonas. He's a dedicated husband to Aaron and their 3 children. He's a man of great faith and a worship leader. He can actually sing, I've heard it. Patty, we should have had him up here. I'm sorry, I just got brought it up. Maybe later, if he finishes up early. He completed an Ironman, the full Ironman, and then he retired from that only to jump into CrossFit. He's even a coach in CrossFit. He's kind of addicted to working out and being healthy. He is a very, very enthusiastic OU fan, and to my great joy, his son chose Oklahoma State University. I've worked for Integris Health for decades. In that time, I have had 13, we used to call them administrators, then we call them presidents, now we call them chief hospital executives. There's 2 that I put at the top of that list, and Jonas is one of them. I'm proud to introduce him today. He is a great leader, an excellent human being, and my friend, Jonas Rabal.
Well, I didn't expect that long of an introduction. This is Jonas. Go folks. And thank you guys for having me here today. I actually brought with me Logan Throneberry. She's a director of operations. Logan's been in the role a little over a year and doing a fantastic job, and we're going to tag team the presentation today. So anytime I get a chance to brag or talk about our health system, our hospital, I love to jump at the chance. We are blessed with an amazing facility in this town. We have amazing providers, nurses, caregivers within our hospital. Dr. Bechter can attest to that. He's one of those great ones. And so we're truly blessed. The staying alive, that was perfect. I don't know how many of you watched The Office when it was on. There is one of the episodes, they do CPR, doing CPR training, and they do it to staying alive. And it is a pretty funny episode. So great choice.
Thank you.
Yes. And Christy is correct. My son is still an OU fan, but he is loving his time at Stillwater and has also become a Pope fan. I'm a big wrestling guy. I love wrestling in high school. Love wrestling. So we went down and watched OSU and Iowa. So I'm not a Pope fan yet, but I do enjoy. We went down for homecoming this past year too. So it is a great campus, and we're super happy for him. And Kelsey, amazing job. My daughter has done stunt the last couple of years, and so I got to watch that team kind of develop, and they've come a long ways. That's a great accomplishment. So good job. All right, let's kick this off. Oh, I have the clicker. Thank you, Logan, for reminding me. Is it on? Oh, got it. All right. Christy mentioned I'm a CrossFit coach, and our system mission, something I'm super passionate about, is partnering with people to live healthier lives. People have to have a choice to want to be healthy too, right? We can't just do everything. We can't just do everything on the back end. We do help people, but being a CrossFit coach, I want to partner with people to be healthy. Super important. We all want to have longevity in our lives. We want to be able to, when we're grandparents, great-grandparents, be able to get on the floor with the grandkids and great-grandkids. So that's something I take very seriously. So our system mission is to partner with people to live healthier lives. Our vision is to be the most trusted partner for health. So this is kind of our system overview. You know, most people in this area know Integris Health as just our Grove and Miami hospitals, regional hospitals, smaller hospitals, but we actually have the largest system in the state of Oklahoma. It's predominantly in Oklahoma City. We do have other regional hospitals in Ponca City and Woodward were our most recent additions, and then also in Enid, Oklahoma, to go along with some of our other ones. There's 20 hospitals, as you'll see. Not all of those are owned. Some of those are actually joint ventures. We have 934 providers that we employ. We have over 13,000 caregivers currently. We've been going for over 100 years. I know Christy said I was, what did you say, 19 is when I started. It wasn't. That's actually when this Miami Hospital started, so we're celebrating our 107th year coming up in July. So a lot of great stuff. I think our Enid Hospital is also right there at 100 years. You know, all the people within the state are within 30 miles of one of our satellite clinics. We have 1,797, which is 1,800 Integris Health partners as well. 184 clinic locations. So lives impacted. We had almost over 63,000 discharges last year. We had almost 1.2 million physician visits, over 280,000 ER visits, the imaging, over 235,000 images. So you can see the impact of the system. It reaches almost 9,000 births at our hospitals, and then over 58,000 urgent care visits. So this is kind of a map. I know it's tough to read, but this is kind of the widespread overview of where all Integris Health touches. You can see we have a small dot in Tulsa, and that centrally located is Oklahoma City. We've got a lot of stuff in Oklahoma City. Our CEO, and something that I really care about, is us to get a Tulsa presence. They're, I mean, trying. Hopefully, within the next year or two, we'll have more of a Tulsa presence. It just makes more sense for Miami Grove, for Ponca City, for Enid, to be able to transfer patients to a tertiary or quaternary care center that's close. Oklahoma City is a distance for us. Did I do that? Yep, I did do that, apparently. All right, so this is our strategy framework. So I'm not gonna touch on all of these things, but I'm gonna touch on a few. Employer of choice accomplishments. And I can't read that. I've had a glasses addition to my life these last couple of months. And as much as I wish that I could read that up there, I can't. So let me get to my notes. I had a guy earlier ask me, he's like, have you always had a beard? And I said, yes. My kids don't know me without a beard. I said, well, I did have glasses, so maybe that's, and I've known this guy for probably 13 years. So top decile performance. This is on employer of choice. Achieved top decile, so ranked nationally for caregiver engagement for the second year in a row, and we're also going to hit that for a third year in a row this year. 17% turnover, which in healthcare is a very good number. Stepped down from 19.5% the prior year. We had over 36,000 ideas implemented. So we have a framework, an operating model, and we value our caregivers' ideas. I don't work in their space. Like, I'm not the professional, I'm not the front line. I have worked in nursing, I was a nurse that worked bedside, but that's not my day-to-day job. We value their ideas to make their workflow and their jobs easier. And so this is something we take pride in. We're on track to have over 50,000 ideas implemented by our caregivers this year. Our goals in the next few years is to get up to that 70,000 range. So that's something I really appreciate. 82% of our caregivers have implemented at least one idea. So we really challenge them to give their ideas. And other accomplishments. We've had a 41% reduction in serious safety events. A lot of focus through our operating model on safety. 22% reduction in our OSHA reportable rates. So here's some more of our accomplishments. 4.5 stars in diabetes management, 4.2 stars in hypertension management. Our leapfrog safety A grades, that's a nationally recognized firm that goes in and looks at your safety scores, your quality scores, and they give you a grade. I'm very happy to say that we're 6 of 9 of our own hospitals are a leapfrog safety A grade. Miami and Grove, the 2 hospitals that we manage, are both A grades and have been for several years running. So we're really proud of that. We're top quartile, and we've maintained top quartile, better eclampsia, which is your central line associated bloodstream infections, and then also CAUTI, which is your catheter associated UTIs, or urinary tract infections. We've had an 18% reduction in our C. diff, Clostridium difficile, since 2024. And then just some growth. A 19.6% growth in net patient revenue. We own the market share in this region and also the Oklahoma City market. We've had growth at 10% in inpatient surgeries, over 23% in outpatient surgeries, and then an increase of 8.4% increase in discharges. Our discharges locally, even though it's forecasted a decline, the forecast, all the forecasts for hospitals is outpatient visits continue to rise, and inpatient continues to decline over the years. I'm happy to say we've had an increase in both, which Logan will get to more in just a minute. Almost 16% growth in our visits. We've had over 10% increase in MRI and CT volumes, and then almost 50% growth in our pharmacy revenue. And we've implemented a local retail pharmacy here as well. If you haven't visited a retail pharmacy, Carrie and that team do an amazing job. And it's located in our doctor's office building right across the street from the hospital. They do tremendous. And then these are a couple new additions over this past year. Our all-set urgent care clinics. Those are primarily in the Oklahoma City Metro. We are looking at this model for our region as well. And then if you have a local primary care provider, MyChart, if you haven't downloaded the MyChart app, it is amazing. You can schedule your appointments on there, you can schedule your doctor's visits, your prescription refills you can do on there. I love it. I am on blood pressure medication. It's certainly not my job is the reason why, but a refill it can be done in about a minute. So it's really good. I'd encourage you to download that app. All right, hospital background. As I mentioned, we are absolutely blessed to have our hospital. How many of you have been to the hospital or seen the hospital? Probably most in this room, right? So the hospital was built in 2010. Local foundation raised $5,000. It was a $58 million build.
$5 million.
Is that what I said?
You said 5,000?
I said $5 million. Sorry, I misspoke, Charlie. Thank you. Charlie's on our foundation. He's going to make sure that I get that number right. $5 million was raised on a $58 million bill back in 2010. The hospital opened in January 2010. We have 58 inpatient rooms at the hospital. 6 of those are private ICU rooms. 10 of those are women's health rooms, and the other 42 are med-surg rooms. Just as far as technology, MRI, CT scan, ultrasound, 3D mammo, and then we also have robotic surgery. Our ED has 12 total rooms, 2 of those being major surgery rooms. And then here's the kind of the timeline of the hospital of when it opened in November 11th, 1963. Dr. Cotter was instrumental in getting the hospital opened here. And Christy just told me that that was also a community-raised effort to get the hospital built and open here. We've had quite the expansion over the years, and very happy to say with what we have now. It opened in 2010.
All right, thank you for having me. I'm just very blessed to be able to work with our providers and our caregivers in our community. They provide excellent care, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I get to watch it every day as they provide that care, so I get to have the opportunity to show you guys that today. I'm going to go over the lives impacted here in Grove. I know Jonas went over it as a system level. I get to go over it for here in Grove. So here in Grove, we've had over 1,500 total discharges from our hospital. We've had a total of over 42,000 patient encounters with our medical providers within the area. We've had over 15,000 ER visits, over 32,000 imaging visits, over 1,400 outpatient and inpatient surgeries. We've delivered over 300 births with also the help of Dr. Rabal. And then we've had over $2.8 million given in charity care, which that is for patients that are unable to pay for their care due to financial burdens. So that's pretty amazing. And then our providers in the area, we have amazing high providers that are with us. This does not include our independent providers that give us great support and services to our community. We have 4 total family medicine providers, 2 of those being APRNs. We have an internal medicine provider. We have 5 pediatric providers, 2 being APRNs as well. Our emergency medicine team is Team Health. They've been with us for quite some time. They continue to provide great care out of our emergency department, and we're blessed to have them. We have excellent hospitalists that have been with us for a long time. So anytime you come into the hospital, they're providing the care for you. They're also working alongside some of our teleservices that we're able to provide that I'll speak about here in just a little bit. We have 3 general surgeons that are just amazing, and I'll go into detail on some of our robotic services procedures here in just a little bit. We have Dr. Triple, everyone knows him. We have 3 OB-GYN, and then with the help of Dr. Bechtel in that service as well. Podiatry, we have Dr. Martin. We have urology, we have ENT, and we have oncology. And I say all this to say it's pretty amazing to be in a rural community and have all of those services provided to our community. You don't see that many places, especially the growth of our ENT, our oncology with Dr. Miller's partnership, and urology with Dr. Collins. So it's just great that we're able to provide that strong service within our community. The on-site surgical services that we provide, so we have general surgery, we have robotic surgery, we have orthopedics, we have OB-GYN, we have urology, we have ENT, we have podiatry. So really anything you need, our providers can give you that amazing care just right here within our community without having to travel to Tulsa or even further away. I would like to play this video, but I'm not sure I'm able to. This video is going to show you our robotic surgery. Dr. Adams is very passionate about this. This robotic Allowing us to go to robotic surgery has decreased the recovery of our patients so that they can get up and get going a lot quicker than they used to be able to. It's allowed us to be able to have less incision sites, less risk for infection, and just overall an amazing experience for our patients. And so we're blessed to be able to have this service, continue to improve that service, and also allows us to be able to just look at other surgeries that we can perform in this area so that we don't have to transfer outside of Tulsa and other areas to have those surgeries. So Dr. Adams, Dr. Wooderson, Dr. Irvin, Dr. Collins with urology all utilize our robot. They love it. It's just a great thing for us to have. So I'm going to play a quick video and let them explain a little bit more.
With robotic surgery, all the incisions are about the width of your pinky, less than a centimeter, and you're using very small, long instruments, but these instruments are wristed, and so you have the ability to use the instruments just like you with your hands.
I can see better as a surgeon through the eyes of the robot because it's 3D binocular vision that's enhanced. If you can see the tissue, you can use safer surgery. We're one of the few hospitals of this size in the country that has access to robotic technology. And it's only going to continue to get better.
And so now, if I do a major abdominal surgery, I have that patient up and walking the same day. They're up out of bed immediately. I have them working with physical therapy in the hospital the next day. Like, the goal is to get people up and moving, because the literature proves over and over that the faster people move, the better they recover. It's better for their mental health, it's better for their physical health.
We can do surgery in a smaller person, almost down into the lower abdominal region, reaching up into the gallbladder area. And so it's possible to have all incisions that are underneath the waistband.
The new technologies and the new techniques that we're developing have definitely pushed the limits on how small can our incisions be, how pain-free can our surgeries be. Can we do this hernia repair and not require narcotic pain medication afterwards? And these are things that 20 years ago no one would have thought would be possible. And so that is exciting. That type of innovation is what gets me all jazzed up and excited about what I do.
Thank you for playing that. And she hit on a couple things. There's less narcotics, a quicker recovery, smaller incision sites, and so just overall the surgery that we're able to provide with that robot is amazing. We have performed 302 robotic cases. Let me see.
Logan, is there anybody else, any other community in the state of Oklahoma that's doing robotics that are our size?
No, there's not. In Grove, but no, not around this area. So it's quite amazing.
I don't know everybody in this room knows about this, but I've got two children that have been part of that. It's been wonderful, and just express exactly what goes on with that.
Yes, I can. And if you don't mind, I'll get to that in just a little bit during accomplishments and I'll hit on it. Thank you. All right, so for robotic surgeries, we've performed 302 robotic surgeries into this fiscal year 26. And then we've had 243 general surgeries. Of those, it's been 243 general surgeries, 58 gyne surgeries, and 1 urology case. That urology case can be a pretty extensive case, so to be able to perform that here locally on a robot is huge. That case typically would need to go outside of our facility. And then I'm going to speak on our smart growth locally. I know Jonas spoke on it in a system level, but even locally, being able to see this. So increase in discharges of 7% this fiscal year, 6.1% increase in outpatient visits. We've had 11.9% increase in inpatient surgeries,
27% increase in outpatient surgeries. That right there is huge. It shows that we're able to perform outpatient surgeries we were not able to perform before. Also with the growth of our ENT and our urology has been a huge blessing for us. Growth in our net patient revenue is up 13.8%, over 280% improvement in our EBITDA from fiscal year 24, and then 7.5% growth in our 340B pharmacy savings, which that is great. That benefits our patients who are unable to, it gives us a lower cost for our patients so that we can afford the medications within the area.
I'll just add on this slide real quick. We've had growth in like so many different areas locally, and we're going to continue to grow. The OBBB, there's a lot of great things in that bill, but there's a lot of really negative things from a healthcare perspective, and that's slated to roll out over the next few years. And so, I mean, we can shrivel up and die, which a lot of rural communities and hospitals will, or you can continue to grow, right? And so we're of the mindset of doing everything that we can, very lean, if at all possible, but we have to have that growth mindset in order to stay viable and stay alive. And so we are going to continue to recruit primary care, oncology, orthopedics in this area, just continued growth. And we have service lines that we've identified in areas that we want to grow in. So.
Yeah, and to be able to do that, our focus point, and I don't know who has been able to, or had the opportunity to meet Tara Oki. She is our marketing manager. She is incredible. She's great at going out and making connections, rounding with our providers, our community, what are your needs, let me help you understand what you provide. And through her efforts, we've been able to decrease our growth out migration, which then increases our growth. So if you look at physical therapy, 10% of patients are staying in the area instead of going outside of the area. 9% in speech, 19% in occupational therapy, so great work in our PT department. It's continuing to grow its service line. ENT with Dr. Sigmund, 82%. We're so blessed to have him back, and his allergy clinic now opening. Podiatry of 13%, Dr. Martin's incredible. Our OB-GYN, same there, 5%. Urology, 20%. So great job keeping, being able to take care of our community here and not making you travel elsewhere for care. The other thing I'm excited to speak about is our top engagement scores. And so this survey is taken by all of our caregivers, and they're able to be able to tell us, do I feel supported? How do we feel like we're providing care to our patients? Am I being heard? And so we were 87% on our last survey. We placed second within the system on the survey, so second highest within the system for top engagement with caregivers. And I think that's huge. You have to have engagement with our caregivers in our hospital in order for us to grow, in order for us to provide safe care in our community. And so to be 87%, we're continuing to improve in that area and have the engagement of taking those surveys so we can hear them and we can make improvement is big. Our overall voluntary turnover is 11.3%. That has dropped from last year. We were at 15.9%, and our system goal is 14.8%. So you can see we're doing well there. That means we're keeping our caregivers, and they're doing it, right? It's through their ideas, but keeping them engaged and wanting to stay in the community and not leave our facility because they're happy where they work. So I'm just very proud of that effort there. And then ideas implemented. We've had 861 ideas implemented. And to help you understand that, ideas are from the caregivers, and it's them looking around the area that they work and say, how can I make this better for my patients and for me? How can I make my processes easier? What services do our patients need that I need to speak up about and help make happen? So it's not us telling them what to do, they're telling us what they need, and then we all get to act on it together. I love this initiative. It brings so much engagement. I could go on about the ideas and the growth that that's brought to bring safe care into the community. These are our amazing nurses. One of them received Nurse of the Year, and that is Emily Stevens. The other one received Rookie of the Year, and that is Sierra Burkebile. both great nurses. I could talk a long time about our nurses, our newer nurses that have just started with us last year. They are engaged, they ask clarifying questions, they want to make sure they provide the safest care. What's also great is we have a culture with our providers where they can ask the questions that need to be asked. They're accepting of it, and it just allows them to be exactly who they need to be for our patients. These awards go off of ICARE values that we have, so it's integrity, compassion, accountability, respect, and excellence. And that's what we strive off of every day, and both of those nurses do an amazing job. Our next nurse, who has been with us and actually trained me as a young nurse, LaDonna has been with us for 25 years, and she received the Daisy Award. This award recognizes nurses who consistently demonstrate compassion, courage, and integrity in every situation. And I can say LaDonna does just that. She worked in our ICU for many years, and then about 2 years ago, maybe more, stepped into our cath lab and provides amazing care there. And so we're very blessed to have her. She's been with us 25 years and continues to just be amazing. This Daisy Award comes from patients, and so anytime, if you're with us and you just receive great care, take the opportunity to fill that out. It's very meaningful to our nurses. It's not us telling them great job. They love to hear that, but they love to hear it more from our patients. To know that they made an impact on your life is why we do what we do. Our Grow achievements and recognitions. So as Jonas said earlier on our Leapfrog, we were Leapfrog Grade A for spring and the fall of 2025, which is amazing. Integris Group Hospital was awarded the top 100 performers in Vizient. So that is like-size facilities. That's around 190 like-size facilities, but that's nationwide. We were 23rd out of 100 top facilities to be able to receive that. That's big. And then we had no payment penalty at our hospital, which means our patients are not getting hospital-acquired infections. As Jonas spoke about earlier, eclampsia or CODIs, we're not giving those to our patients. We don't want to. We want to be zero, and that's where we stand. Our sepsis and patient mortality, the target, we are at 0.48. That's nationally amongst the facilities of our size. The overall goal is 0.69, and so we're far exceeding that.
Just to, I want to leave some time for questions at the end, but I just want to touch on a couple additional things here. We had a partnership. We recognized some of our local tribes. They had a kind of a closure in Claremont, and so they were having to drive either an hour to 2 hours to Tahlequah. And so we worked with one of our local tribal clinics, and they're sending a lot of their patients locally. I mean, why should people have to travel that far to receive health care? So we partnered with Northeastern Tribal, Grove and Lyman, both hospitals, and they're sending their patients to us for those services that they would normally have to travel, and extended distance for. So we're constantly looking for ways to partner to bring people home, let them stay home, and not have them travel. Oncology, I'd be remiss, I know Christy asked me to talk about this. One of the things I would like to do going forward, I would love to have a cancer center here. Dr. Matthew Miller has been coming for about 20 years, and he does a tremendous job. I know multiple patients personally that have gotten a consult from Dr. Miller. They went on to MD Anderson, they went on to Mayo to get second and third opinions, and he's always spot on with his treatment. And so he's been fabulous. We've implemented some things over the past few years to increase our cancer care services, but at some point I would love to have a cancer center right here in Grove, Oklahoma. It'd be amazing. Another item, foundation item, we are having Taste and Grand this year. So I don't want to, I'd be sorry if I didn't say that. Mark your calendars for 9/26/26. It's easy to remember. We will be having it again. Super excited about it. Lobster Fest is great, but I think that Taste and Grand is the best. I know I'm a little partial, but mark your calendars. We'd love to have you out. But at this time, I know we're kind of getting close to time. If you guys have any questions for Logan. That was a joke. Give me a roll.
Could you expand a little bit on what you said about Tulsa? You were hoping that Integris is going to have a footprint in Tulsa?
Yeah, I don't know what that'll look like. So we just had our executive integration team, so our vice presidents meet at a strategy meeting on Monday. And the executive leadership team, they meet for like 6 weeks. They talk about a lot of the strategies, they bring it to us, and then we kind of cascade that down. One of the items mentioned, which it's been mentioned as long as I've been in this position, is getting into the Tulsa market. And so I don't have any details on that. I know that there is effort going on around that. I hope it happens sooner rather than later. So.
As she gets the mic, I do want to go back here, is our students within the community. So they get to come into our hospital, they get to go through all the departments, be able to observe the care being given in each department. They get to participate within that, and then they get to decide, is that the career I want to follow? It has been great on being able to, we have had those students come and now work for us. So just highlighting that partnership with the high school and being able to let them see, is that truly what I want to do? And then when they see that's what they want to do, they're so engaged in coming and providing care for us. So that is one thing we do as well.
284% improvement in EBITDA is really impressive. What is it?
Earnings before interest and depreciation and amortization. So two things, like an increase in revenue from the services, all the growth that you've seen, and expense management as well. So that's what we win in that number.
Your surgical robotic team spoke to us over a year ago. They were wonderful. But they also mentioned that they hope that orthopedic robotic surgery would be coming. What is the status of that?
We would love for that as well, and we are looking into that being an opportunity for our community.
Dr. Trimble would love to have that today. But just from a capital-intensive investment, you guys, I'm sure you've watched the news. Reimbursement from insurance companies isn't getting any better. And Dr. Bechtel can attest to that. He can attest to our government payers as well. And so capital right now, in these large capital investments, a robot is over $1 million investment at least. The Da Vinci, which is the other robot we talked about, is over a $2 million investment. And so we have to prioritize around the system. And so that's something we're working with Dr. Trimble. He'd love to have that. But
this might be encouraging to you because a lot of people my age are having their knees replaced, both of them, and they're going other places to have that done. I would assume a lot of people that get that done in this community, it wouldn't take long to do it.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Charlie, there's a foundation push right there.
That is an evaluation we are doing, is the need for that, what type of procedures does it bring as far as the recovery, so we are currently looking into that. We would love to have that for Dr. Trimble as well. So.
I'm excited to see how well you're doing and everything, but I've got mixed emotions about that. Is it because we're an older community, or are you competing with other hospitals to keep people here, or is it just the fact that business is good?
I would say it has to do with our providers, our caregivers, and our community. It's the engagement, it's the growth mindset, it's that our patients want to be taken care of here locally. They have faith with the providers that are providing the care here locally. They know that they can come here and receive it, and it's safe care. And that's where I think the growth comes from, for us to be able to go that direction.
What is the percentage of indigent or non-reimbursed care you have to provide every year?
Just our typical average of bad debt is around 4 to 5% each month. So it's millions of dollars. And go ahead, Christine.
I was going to say, do you know our numbers off the top of your head about our annual payroll? That's always such an impressive number to me, that amount we're putting back into our community.
Yeah, I haven't pulled annual this year because we haven't wrapped up. We typically pay over $20 million in salaries, just locally. So if you look at our two counties that we represent, it's over $40 million that's going back locally. And so that's the importance of healthcare systems and hospitals in these small regional communities, because it's livelihoods, right? That money just goes back into the community through homes, through groceries, through whatever it may be. I know a lot of you are business owners coming back to your businesses. And so supporting locally is imperative. You know, we don't have everything. We are small regional hospitals. We offer a lot of services for our size. But if you have to go out of the system for some type of care, you can still have that MRI at home. You can still have that CT scan at home. And I know they're going to try to get you scheduled, you know, at other facilities, but you are able to support local, if at all possible. I would encourage you to do so.
Any other questions?
Okay, last question. Who are you recruiting? Don't you have some little positions that you're working on?
I mentioned it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I was typing my notes.
She was playing on the phone. She wasn't listening. No, I didn't mention anyone specific, but oncology, orthopedics, general surgery, primary care is always a focus. So those are kind of the main needs and the main wants. I will put them, say they're on my want list at this time. So.
I just chime in and say I started in practice here way back when Tom Briggs was still in practice. And I was the youngest physician on staff by 15 years. Every time we added a new physician or recruited a new physician, they usually had new toys, which meant new technology that they required, and it brought that to our hospital and continued to raise that. And we still see that. We get a new surgeon, we get a new urologist. They're not going to come and operate unless they have a robot. Oh, what's a robot cost? Okay, $2 million. But the one thing I really like about, I'm a private practice, so I'm not an Integris employee, but it's a very symbiotic relationship. We have to support our hospital, the hospital has to support the physicians. And the thing I really enjoy about being a community physician like this is there is no place to send your patients. There's no county hospital. They're your community. You have to figure it out. And you sit next to them in church. And your kids play on their kids' ball team, and they have no money. So we either see them at the Christian clinic, where the hospital provides lab and free x-ray services, and I can provide free service as a physician, or we just find a way to do it. And so that's the beauty of a local community hospital. It's our hospital, it's our community, we have ownership, and we take care of everybody. They're all our patients. And we just have to figure out a way to make nobody fall through the cracks. And I think we do a really amazing job here. And we do have technology here that you have nowhere in a small community. You don't realize how. I mean, I go to conferences in other parts of the country and I tell people that, oh yeah, my community hospital has nuclear medicine, has digital mammography, or has robotic surgery. Like, how big is your dam? Oh, 15,000. And they're just blown away. So yeah, continue to do everything we can to support our local hospital.
Yes.
Good job.
Let's give Jonas a little bit. Final announcements. Next week's program is the frogs. The robotic team will be here. On the chairs, let's stack those blue ones 8 high and put out 7 middle. And if you will stand, we will adjourn with the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do,